All right, we recording?
Yeah.
Well, we're taking a break from our fighting scallions video to make some hot sauce. I've got one that I can finish this off, so we can start one and then I can show you the final results. We're going to do a mash ferment hot sauce. We're going to do about a 2-week ferment. So I went down and got a selection of chilies today at the market. Bird's Eye chilies, going to give me some nice fiery heat. I've got some long red chilies and I've got some bullhorn chilies. These are awesome. They basically don't have any heat in them, but they're really sweet. And when they ferment, they give us really lovely fruity character. Lovely, lovely stuff. If you were to replace this with capsicum and habanero or all habanero or whatever you've got available, it'll be fine. I don't actually have a food processor at the moment, Salty. If you've got a food processor, the step after cutting them up will be much easier. I've got a stick blender. It doesn't really serve the purpose, so I'm going to leave all the seeds in. I'm into seeds. Some people take them out. The more the merrier, I say. Because I don't have a blender, I'm just going to use a pestle and mortar to smush these up. So we're just going to start pounding these up. Just get a jar. This is gonna be a slow process. So we have broken it up. If you use a blender, you'll get little tiny chunks. But I mean, really, you just want to kind of break down all the walls. So you're kind of almost creating a natural brine. So there's 2 different ferments you can do for a hot sauce, mash and brine. So mash is just salt and the ingredients, and a brine, you're kind of adding water. There's a brine one going at the moment. I haven't decided which one I like better. Mash is a lot less messy because there's no water involved. Anecdotally, I feel like I get a richer flavour from a mash ferment. You're not really adding water, you're getting all the liquid from these, and we'll add some vinegar when we blitz it. So, I don't know, try both, but today we're doing mash. Now, I just realised I didn't weigh the jar before I did this. That's annoying. Jar is 0 grams. 305. All right. So the rule of thumb when you're fermenting things, so you want to have a percentage of salt to your ingredients. So roughly between 2 and 5% is kind of the rule of thumb. I kind of just always do 3 these days. I've done up to like 10% and I've done 2%. 10% takes a lot longer, and I think, I don't know the rules here. I'm not going to say what I think is happening. Let's just go with 3. Just think of 3. Juice looks awesome already, doesn't it? Look at that. It's going to be a red bloody hot sauce. I feel like there's a lot of really shit hot sauce on the market, which is just allspice. If you're using good ingredients and good, you're fermenting it correctly, then it's going to taste good regardless of the heat level. Don't think it has to be blast your face off, spicy, crazy. 320 grams of peppers. What's 3% of that? That's going to be really easy, isn't it? It's like 30?
Well, no. 1% would be 3.2. So
32 grams?
9.6.
9.6? God. I fucking hate maths. Particularly in like 2019 when we just have a phone. We just look at the phone. Not that I don't trust you, Salty. What did you say?
9.6.
Oh, 9.6, you were right. I can't believe I doubted you. All right, we'll go up to 10. So, smells fun. Ram your salt in there. You can get like sauerkraut bashes. I used to use this wooden rolling pin that we have. Works a treat. Now you're just going to want to bash it all down. Make sure the salt is getting nicely dispersed throughout the peppers. Scrape some of that that off. Scrape everything down so it's... So with the right amount of salt, basically it stops everything else growing in the ferment. So fermenting foods, you're slowing down and you're controlling how that food's going to degrade. The right amount of salt, as I said, between 2 and 5%, will basically stop everything else doing anything other than lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is what's good in yogurt and sourdough, and it's the kind of healthy sour bacteria. So that's kind of the sweet spot for lactobacillus. It does operate in different temperatures, but for the purposes of this, that amount of salt will just encourage lactobacillus to grow and kind of stop everything else from taking hold. Other things will take hold. There are other yeasts will grow on this, or might grow on this, and that's fine. We'll talk a little bit about them in a sec. Use fresh, good ingredients in this. Like if you've got old fruit or old vegetables or old chilies, don't think, oh, I can just ferment them and it's going to make it good, because they're already degraded and they've already had all that shit happening, so they're just going to get worse. You're going to get a zoom in on that. You can see the juice. Looks pretty fun, doesn't it? This was said in the honey garlic video that we did. Label everything because you're going to forget. Bird's eye, bullhorn, and long red. Look, bloody good handwriting right there. We're going to leave that for 2 weeks. It's pretty easy, isn't it? And I think this total cost of ingredients for these chilies was like $6. So there's one that I did a couple of weeks ago, exactly 2 weeks ago, that got a really lively ferment. It smells amazing, but you would notice something on top of it. Can you see that little white film? People call that calm yeast in fermentation world, KAHM. Basically, it's a collection of yeast that will sit on top of the ferment. Some people get really stressed out about it. They think it's mold. It's not. Mold is green and fuzzy or white and fuzzy, but this is just kind of, you'll notice it kind of building little structures and kind of clinging together as this kind of whole sort of film. Okay, so we're going to blitz this with some just white vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar for this. I'm going to do that much for a start. So this is only going to be a pretty small amount because I only used, I think, 6 habaneros. Once you kind of blitz it all up, you can strain everything out, like with a cheesecloth or even a strainer. If you do strain it out, you get the liquid and then you keep the mash, and you can use that and, I don't know, put it on bread. It's like real spicy mash. Fuck, that's delicious. Oh, that's hot. It's all habaneros, as I said. I think we're going to add something to cool this down a little bit. Honey garlic. Oh, my eyes are watering. You can use molasses, you can use regular honey, you can just use sugar. If you've got glass stuff, if you get jars and stuff, just keep them. You can put things in them. Just rinse it out with some hot water. It was well clean. There we go. A little bottle of hot sauce. Can you see me sweating? This will keep in the fridge for a while. Give it to friends. I've got a little bit left here, which I might put into another little bottle. God, I can't think. It's too hot. Put social stuff here.